In every crowded place, there is always someone sitting quietly at the back, not because they are weak, but because life has taught them to be careful. That was how Amarachi Okafor lived her life. She was not loud. She was not flashy. She did not fight for attention. Amarachi was the kind of girl people overlooked without trying. Medium height, dark skin that glowed only when the sun kissed it. Big, thoughtful eyes that looked like they had seen too much too early. She dressed neatly, always clean, always simple. Faded jeans, flat sandals, and blouses she washed until the colors surrendered. At Royal Crown University, one of the most prestigious private universities in southern Nigeria, beauty was loud. Beauty wore long lashes and designer handbags. Beauty walked like the ground owed it respect. Beauty posted pictures with captions like, "Soft life only." And God did. Amarachi. She posted nothing. She was a final-year student of mass communication, living in the oldest female hostel on campus, Hostel Deborah, where the fans complained louder than the students, and the walls carried the secrets of generations of struggling girls. Her roommates used to tease her. "Amara, are you sure you are not a nun? Do you even own lipstick? Who will notice you like this?" She always smiled and said nothing, because there were things Amarachi carried in her heart that words could not easily explain. Her parents were gone, taken by a careless accident on the Benin-Or Road when she was 16. Since then, life had not asked her if she was ready. It simply pushed her forward. Her uncle, Mr. Robira Okafor, took her in. He was not rich, but he was kind. He sold spare car parts in Onitsha Main Market and believed deeply in education. "School is the ladder that does not break," he always said. "If you climb it well, you will see far." He paid Amarachi's school fees with sweat, prayers, and loans he pretended did not exist. And Amarachi studied like someone who knew the cost of failure. It came on a Wednesday afternoon. The campus buzzed like a disturbed beehive. Posters appeared everywhere. On notice boards, cafeteria walls, hostel doors, and even on the back of buses. The prize, $2 million cash, a brand new car endorsement, deals automatic appointment. As campus ambassador, direct access to the vice-chancellor and top sponsors, girls screamed. Boys debated favorites. Social media exploded. To many students, the pageant was not just about beauty. It was a door out of poverty, a door into influence, a door into visibility. Amarachi saw the poster and walked past it. Beauty pageants were not her world, or so she thought. That evening, as she returned to the hostel after lectures, she found her uncle sitting on her bed. He had traveled from Onitsha unexpectedly. "Uncle Obi," she exclaimed. "What happened?" He smiled, but his eyes were tired. "Sit down, my daughter," he told her gently. The shop had been affected by a government demolition exercise. His goods were seized, his savings gone. The loan sharks were knocking. "I will try my best," he said, forcing a smile. "But next semester, it may be difficult." The words sat heavily in the room. Amarachi did not cry. She waited until her uncle slept. Then she went outside and sat under the mango tree behind the hostel. The night was quiet. Stars blinked like witnesses. And for the first time in years, Amarachi asked God a bold question. "What do you want me to do?" The next morning, her roommate Zainab, a loud, funny girl from Ilorin, burst into the room. "Zamara, have you heard? The pageant registration closes tomorrow." Amarachi laughed softly. "That thing is not for people like me." Zainab stared at her. "Who told you that lie?" "Every Esther has a Mordecai." Amarachi's Mordecai was Mrs. Eunice Ademi, her faculty advisor. Mrs. Ademi was a woman with iron-gray hair and eyes that saw through excuses. She taught media ethics and believed strongly in purpose. One afternoon after class, she called Amarachi aside. "I've been watching you," she said. Amarachi froze. "Ma, you are intelligent. You are compassionate. And you hide too much." She paused. "I want you to contest for queen of the campus." Amarachi almost laughed. "Ma, I am not. Beauty is not only on the face, Mrs. Adami interrupted. It is in courage, integrity, and service." She leaned closer. "Who knows if you have come to this campus for such a time as this?" The words hit Amarachi like thunder. That night she could not sleep. The poster on the wall seemed to stare at her. Fear wrestled with faith, and faith whispered, "If you don't speak now, when will you?" Registration day came. Amarachi stood at the registration desk with shaking hands. Around her were girls who looked like models. Perfect makeup, long wigs, confidence dripping from their smiles. One girl sneered, "Who invited village people to this contest?" Amarachi swallowed. She filled the form anyway. When she got back to the hostel, her knees buckled. She cried, but it was not the cry of regret. It was the cry of release. The pageant was not easy. There were rehearsals till midnight. There were subtle bribes. There were dirty offers. One sponsor cornered her after rehearsal. "You are different," he said, smiling too much. "I can help you win." Amarachi stepped back. "I already have help," she replied calmly. He laughed. "From where?" "Heaven." She looked him in the eyes. "Yes." Enemies rose quietly. Rumors spread. They say she is proud. They say she is pretending to be holy. They say she doesn't belong here. One night, Amarachi overheard a plot. Some contestants planned to drug her drink during rehearsals to disqualify her. Her heart raced. She ran to Mrs. Adami. The school authorities intervened discreetly. The guilty girls were warned, but Amarachi learned a painful lesson. The final night arrived. The auditorium glittered. Lights danced. Music thundered. Anticipation thickened the air. The final question was announced. "If you win this crown, what will you use it for?" One by one, contestants spoke. Some talked about fame. Some talked about brands. Some talked about traveling. Then it was Amarachi's turn. She stepped forward. Her hands trembled, but her voice did not. "I come from a place where many students drop out, not because they are foolish, but because life is cruel." The hall grew quiet. "I do not want this crown for myself alone. I want it to become a voice." She paused, eyes shining. "A crown that feeds the hungry. A crown that pays school fees. A crown that reminds us that kindness is also power." Silence, then thunderous applause. Some people wiped tears. The moment came, and the queen of the campus is... A pause. For a second, she did not move. Zainab screamed and pushed her forward. The crown was placed on her head. The girl who sat at the back was now at the center. She remembered her parents. She remembered her uncle. She remembered the mango tree. And she wept. Amarachi did not disappoint. She started the Esther Initiative, a campus-based foundation that paid emergency school fees, provided food packs to struggling students, created safe spaces for abused girls, offered mentorship programs sponsors noticed. The vice-chancellor praised her. Her story spread beyond the campus, and one morning she received a message. Full scholarship, all expenses paid. She ran to call her uncle. He cried openly. Amarachi graduated with honors, but more importantly, she left a legacy. She proved that humility can wear a crown, boldness can change systems, one voice can protect many, and like Esther of old, she used her position not to shine alone, but to save others. 1. Your background does not cancel your calling. 2. Favor often comes disguised as fear. 3. When you rise, rise with purpose. 4. Kindness is not weakness. It is influence. 5. You were placed where you are for a reason. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that courage still matters, if you believe stories can heal and inspire, please subscribe, share, and follow for more powerful African stories that blend faith, life, and purpose. Because the world still needs queens who wear kindness as their crown.